Imagine what it's like to be in 7th grade, 13 years old, having to ride the bus every morning, or have to take your bike every morning to get to school because your family had no transportation. We had no car. We had barely any money. Well, I had to do that. When I was in 7th grade, all the way up into my sophomore year of high school, we had no car, and we lived in St. Paul, Minnesota. But my school was in Roseville, Minnesota. Um, Riding the bus every morning could be hectic, especially when you have to wake up at 6:30 just to get to school at 8:05 on time. It was a long bus ride. In the mornings it smelled sometimes like old people or homeless people getting on the bus, because that was around the time that my bus would go past Dorothy Day, and that's about the time that they were getting kicked out of Dorothy Day and had to go for a walk or go find a job or do something. So it smelled like old people and some homeless people, and on the bus, I was always the youngest person on the bus early in the morning. There were all people trying to commute all the way to work or go to college. I was commuting all the way just to get to middle school. The bus rides sometimes were crazy. Like one day after school, I was riding home and some guy was already drunk throughout the day and got beat up. Or there was another day when two kids did not get along, so they decided to fight it out on the bus and delayed my ride. My mother worried about me. My grandmother worried about me. They thought I was hurt or something. Or on days that I don't have money to buy a transfer to get on the bus. Those are days I had to bike to school, about 8 miles away. Some mornings they were cold and crisp. All I felt was the wind slashing my face. Heard cars going past me, zooming, honking their horn at me, saying get out of the way. That's all I heard all the time. But I didn't let that stop me from getting the education that I wanted. People might ask, why do I go all the way to Roseville if I can go to school in St. Paul? I thought that St. Paul had a better school. Roseville had a better system, a better education system than a St. Paul school. Excuse me. Thought I had a better education system than St. Paul schools. That's just my opinion. And I made a huge relationship, built a nice relationship with all the teachers I had in Roseville. They helped me strive through everything. Let's talk about my senior year. My senior year, at the beginning during my football season, I became homeless. We had no house to stay at. And yes, that could have been an obstacle that I would have said no and just stopped there and said, you know what, I'm giving up. But instead of giving up, I pushed myself harder and harder and harder to stay in school and to work hard. And I achieved to be able to go and do what I want after school, after high school. Now you see me, and I'm in college, and it puts a smile on my face, you know. No matter what the situation is, if you're homeless, if your parents or your family is not very privileged, if they have no money, it's not hard to do what you have to do just to get to school, get an education, and be the first in your family to do something impressive. To me, it's a huge success to be where I am today and to work through college